Welcome to the Profit Lifestyle for Fitness Entrepreneurs podcast. My name is Scott Carpenter. I am a personal trainer turned multiple gym owner and investor who's already been through the rock bottom and near bankruptcy in the fitness business. But I've been lucky enough to come out the other side and have turned the profits of my fitness business into indestructible wealth. I'll be sharing the no bullshit strategies, tactics, and advice to win big in business and in life. So if you're a gym owner, a personal trainer, or an online coach who wants to make multiple six figures in take-home profit and have the freedom with your time to actually enjoy it, subscribe now to this podcast. This is the show for you. Welcome back. Welcome everybody to the Profit Lifestyle for Fitness Entrepreneurs. I'm your host, Scott Carpenter, and with me, as always, Andy Boy Miller. And man, we got a lot of updates for you today. Wow, because we've been talking in previous episodes, and if you haven't been listening in, I encourage you to listen to some of the previous ones. We've been talking about peptides, medical weight loss, GLPs.
So hot right now.
It's so hot. Damn that HRT. It's so hot right now. But we wanted to update you guys because at our 2026 Fitness Business Summit, we rolled out and taught you guys how to be able to bolt on medical weight loss, GLPs, not even HRT yet, other peptides, which are absolutely phenomenal. If you've been listening in, Andy and I have been sharing our journey using these things. By the way, quick update, I'm down to just above 8% body fat, which I haven't been at in 15, 17 years, something like that. And holy shit. And I've been doing less work and it's been easier. It's incredible. But since then, we've been using it and we dove into the medical research, and wow, these things, when used properly, are just absolutely amazing. It's not a substitute for what we do. It is not a substitute for the strength training. It is not a substitute for proper nutritional habits, but used with it, holy cow, it is exceptional, beyond expectations. And then Andy and I bolted this into our gyms, and we teach you how to do that with a medical provider, not gray market peptide shit, okay, which will be closed down legally soon.
Regulations are starting to come down. Yeah. They're starting to, all these research-only peptides, all of these peptides coming out of China or whatever, they're cracking down on. And eventually the only thing that's going to be left are either the FDA-approved ones or most likely things produced in 503A compounding pharmacies that have the same regulations as FDA facilities. So those are most likely going to be the only two things left once regulations hit. Yep. And while this administration does like peptides, and they are trying to get more peptides onto the do compound list as opposed to the do not, they are still cracking down on how they're done, which I think is super important because right now it's the wild, wild west, and you can get peptides out of some dude's trunk. And I don't think people should be doing that. No, absolutely not.
And I know that's going to give us a bad name with it. Hopefully, that'll be shut down sooner rather than later, of course. Right. But the thing is there's a reason why we've all been suffering a little bit out there, where we have way fewer web leads coming in and in demand in general. And it's because so many people are using GLPs and peptides and getting amazing results, and fewer people are coming into boutique fitness and wellness places because they can just do this on their own.
I don't know if you just saw Nike shut down their boutique strength and conditioning facilities. Shut them down,
done. And it's because these things don't really run well unless you have a really good owner-operator, typically. It's an incredibly difficult business to scale.
It is.
And again, because of these medications, all this kind of stuff, peptides, demand has gone down. And it's really hard to get people in the doors.
Well, we used to sit there. We used to sit across from somebody and go, look, there's no easy button. You have to put in the work. Now, you and I both know you still have to put in the work. But to a lot of the public, there is now an easy button. It's one shot you take a week. And you're like, oh, I've lost the 40 pounds I wanted to lose. Now, you and I both know, and hopefully everybody listening to this has been educated enough, either through our podcast or other means, that is not the only answer. It is simply a tool. But we have to understand that that's not the general public's perception right now.
Absolutely. And guys, the easiest way to get more people in your doors and to run an amazingly successful business is to be able to offer and provide medical assisted weight loss, GLPs, peptides, and HRT, period.
Offer
Period.
what they want. Offer what they want. People want these things. They're searching them. They're going to go and find them on their own. Get to a point where you can offer them yourself, right? Or listen, if you don't want to, totally fine, not a problem. We'll talk about what that looks like down the road. But offer what people want. For a millennia, we have tried to sell people on things they do not want.
Yes.
People don't really want to work out. We now have an opportunity to sit here and go, hey, this is what you want. We can help you do that in a proper way.
Yes.
To make
Sell them
sure
what
that
they
it's
want,
done right.
and then give them what they need.
100%.
They need the strength training. They need the nutritional guidance and support. Sell them what they want, give them what they need, and watch them get 10 times better results than anybody you've worked with, period.
Right.
And it's insane how well it works in so many ways. And so in February, when we ran our 2026 Gym Profit Summit, we taught all this kind of stuff. And listen, it's difficult to navigate that. You're listening, you're like, well, how the hell do I do that? I'm not a doctor. I don't have the money to hire a nurse practitioner or whatever it is. My state doesn't allow, right? All that kind of stuff. And that's all true. But there's ways around that we taught. And since then, and also we have doctors that we work with and grow their businesses on this end. We have chiropractors, we have med spas, we have injection clinics, we have telehealth companies that we're working with, in addition to gyms, trainers, and online coaches. And so we have, over the last several months, we dove deep on this kind of stuff. Andy and I have been launching this in our brick and mortar gyms. I've been selling a ton of people just, listen, my content on social media is all business to business. I'm teaching you guys how to be successful, you guys how to invest the profits of your gyms and businesses in order to create indestructible wealth. I don't have any B2C consumer-facing content, but I do have friends on Facebook and Instagram. And they've been seeing what I've been talking about with this. They've just been texting me, Corey's like, well, okay, so Corey and his wife, Monica, they used to be clients years and years, like 10 years ago when I was still working in one of my gyms. And they're just like, all right, so how do we get on this with you? Mm-hmm. And same thing, Mike did that. His wife also did it at the event. The videographer, his fiance, the insurance guy that was there, the Shannon, right, who does ads for gyms. He was at the event. He's just like, how do we get started on this stuff? So I have been signing people up left and right that aren't even in the brick and mortar location from it. And to the point where, like, I don't have time to field these calls. And so my wife and I, and we're doing it through the gyms and through the operators, right? But I had to train my wife up on it. And she's been up to speed on a lot of the trainings. I've been having her sit into our group calls that we do and taking her through the perfect webinar we built for you business owners to be able to use to do this. I did a GLP-1 perfect seminar and webinar and taught and gave all you guys the slides. So she's been in it, but like at the end of last week on Friday, I'm like, listen, Nicole, I don't have time for this. You've been posting a couple things that you've been using peptides. She's using a couple on her private yoga Instagram and getting people reaching out. And so I'm like, all right, Nicole, this weekend I'm setting up a new LLC for the online side of this, new Stripe account, this, new logo. I slapped it up, everything, right? New bank accounts, all that kind of stuff. Built her an SOP on it, taught her how to do it over the weekend. She's already signed up multiple people. This is, guys, you can just be walking around and going to the grocery store or talking to friends. People are going to want to buy this from you, period. The guy, I took a trip to Georgia to do a staff training for gym owners on how they can help their staff build wealth. Did an all-day event. The guy sat next to him on the plane, signed him up. He struggles with alcohol, 35 pounds overweight. It's all coming due. He's like 68 years old. It's going to add 10, 15 years to his life. I guarantee it. And I can't not sell this stuff. I don't have time for it. I'm not even trying. And Andy, you've been able to, with the people in your gyms, you've been signing people up left and right as well.
Yeah. I mean, essentially, it started from me posting things on my own personal social media about my own journey with peptides, and then talking about it inside the gym, not even like hosting workshops or anything, literally just like taking a class and talking to someone. And then someone will be like, hey, Andy, you look great. What have you been doing? And I'm like, well, I've been on a GLP-1 and a couple other peptides. And then everyone's like, oh, can we sit down and talk about it? I'm like, absolutely. And essentially when we sign somebody up on peptides, it's already a member, we're doubling their average client value, their ACV, right?
Yeah.
So like I'm not doing much else, and yet I've now got a client that's bringing in double what they were bringing in before,
Yeah.
which is phenomenal on my end. And it
Huge.
is easy. It's just sitting down and having a conversation. And the thing that I think surprised me the most was when I started talking about this publicly on my social medias and everything, the amount of people that just like reached out and they were like, thank you for talking about this.
Yes.
Which was just outside of anything else, just the ability to provide a safe space for people to come to. I would have had a client who caught me after class and was like, hey, I don't know how to talk about this, but I'm on a GLP-1. I haven't told anybody because I don't know how to tell people. And I was like, well, let's talk about it. And
Yeah.
like, so yeah, I didn't sign her up on one because she's already on one, not a problem. But talk about retention, like the fact that I sat there and like listened to her and helped her in a aspect of her life where she has no help at all. Now it's helping with my retention. So it's incredible what it's doing for business in general.
Yeah. And hey, guys, listen, insurance is dropping, paying for this all over the place.
All over the
One of
place.
my operators at the Glendale location, he was able to get a husband and wife on with us because insurance dropped it. It's going to cost them $1,000 a month for an inferior product, semaglutide over tirzepatide. And it's just so easy. Like we help them save like $500 a month. You know what I mean? And we're making a ton. When you structure this properly, guys, your margins are through the roof.
Yep.
And then so a lot of the business owners we started working with since that event on doing exactly this, man, I wish I could just open up our WhatsApp group and show you what everybody's talking about and the successes they're having because it's off the charts. Like Julie Salter, she's all online. Andy, you're the one working with her on that one.
Yep. And
Right?
she is like banging them out left and right. So what she's doing is she had all of her people on her previous programs. Julie and I sat down, and one of the things that we first did was we restructured her programs. We got her charging more because she was undercharging. We got her to add peptides. So what she's doing is she started talking to all of her clients about peptides. The clients that wanted peptides, she's getting them on a peptide program, as well as upgrading their program to her new pricing structure.
Yep.
So not only is she getting them on peptides, and literally, like we didn't change a ton. And I remember the first time she was like, Andy, I just sold a package for like, X amount of dollars, where normally I would have sold it for like 60% that beforehand. And I didn't really change much. And I was like, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. She's so freaking blown away. It's unreal.
Yeah.
And I mean,
working.
I think
Julie's
she did
awesome.
what? She didn't even get a full month in on this because she started sometime in March, right?
Yeah.
But I think what did she said she did in last month? Was it like 38 or 39K or something like that?
Yeah, in gross, something like that, where like normally she's hovering below 30. I remember if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So
and that's not including all the additional things because one of her messages I saw in there, she's like, I just signed somebody up on an $18,000 package. I'm gonna barf, right? Which is $1,500 a month for a year.
Yeah.
This is all online, guys. It's just, it's so wild and just reasonable estimate on cost, guys. That's going to be like, I mean, the cost of the wholesale meds and how we had her arrange this, it's probably less than 10% of the cost.
Yeah, overall, right? Cost of goods for a program like that, absolutely.
Yep, it's so insane. And then Larry out of California, holy cow! I've been seeing his stuff.
I don't know what just happened with Larry, but like within the last week, he's like bang, 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 bang. And like I know him and I, we worked a little bit. He's working mostly with Taylor. Him and I had a few calls where like he worked a couple things with me. But then I think he was just lining everything up. And then all of a sudden he was like, yep, I'm ready to go. And he just launched. And I think he closed 2 or 3 new clients for like a couple $1,000 each lately, like within the last week.
Yeah. Guys, and this makes your fulfillment so easy too. Because if you're handling nutrition, it makes nutrition so stupidly simple. So this, you'll make way more money and you'll actually save time with
and
everything
get your clients better results. Like
way better results.
That's the thing is,
referrals, guys.
Right.
Because we can provide this stuff. And this is what happens all the time. Gym owners in New York, right? They have a place right down the street that they've been referring everybody to for HRT and peptides. Okay. They've referred them probably 2-3 dozen people estimated. I'm like, how many have you gotten back in return for referrals? A fucking zero.
Of course.
Zero. And they're like, well, we don't want to ruin that relationship. We're kind of getting some free stuff from that. I'm like, listen, that's one-sided. Go see. Here's what you do. Let's approach that B2B. We need this to be a B2B partnership, not they just get 100% of the proceeds on this shit, right?
But
So I'm
even like, yeah, I'm sorry.
they don't
Continue. 'Cause
care. They're so busy. They don't care. They're getting tons of referrals. It's a one-sided relationship. I said, you can talk to them and try to like, hey, we need to see some stuff coming back. And all zero still. They're like, we've had it. We're going to do what you said and do it ourselves. I'm like, thank God.
So
And
that's the thing is like when we take a look at how to implement medical peptides and medical
mhm,
weight loss and these GLP-1s into an existing business, there's a couple different models,
yeah,
right? And kind of like level one or like the bottom tier is like an affiliate program where you're going to find someone in your town, your neighborhood, whatever, that can prescribe GLP-1s and peptides. You're going to go to that business and you're going to say, hey, I would love to refer my clients to you. And then ideally, right? Ideally in this scenario, you get a kickback, right? It's like, oh, hey, okay, cool. Like I refer clients back and they give you like a, I don't know, percentage of what they buy for a package or a kickback of a set amount. Like there's a couple different ways to structure those things.
yeah.
But honestly, they're not great setups because number one, you don't always know whether or not that other company is being truthful. You would hope so, but you never know, right? Number two, it's then out of your hands. It's out of your control.
Here's why I hate that. You're not getting credit for it.
Right.
Because let's say you've had somebody, they've been with you for 2-3 years, right? Training 3 times a week with you. They made some nutritional changes, seen some results, but like they haven't lost that extra 20, 25 pounds they want to lose. The minute they go and start on those things and they lose that 20, 25 pounds effortlessly, when they talk to their sister or their friend or their coworker, like, holy cow, you look amazing. What are you doing? They're going to send them to them, not you. I
Right.
guarantee it.
Well,
You
not
will
only
not get the
that,
credit. You will not get
you
the
won't.
referral.
No, you don't get the credit. You don't get the referral. Not only that, but like, God forbid something happens in that person's life and their budget becomes a little bit tighter. Who do you
Yes.
think they're going to drop? Do you think they're going to
Yes.
drop the medical peptide provider, or do you think they're going to drop you?
Exactly. So I hate that model. The other way, you can go at completely a 180 from that, and you can do your own full clinic.
Of
Okay.
course.
Which means you've got to, it's complicated and it's
It's
step
very
by
complicated.
step.
As someone
And
who looked into it, for
yep.
me, and let me tell you, it is very, very state dependent, right? So your state has different legislation on whether or not you can even own the clinic, whether or not like how it needs to be structured, how it needs to be set up. And like for me, I looked into it and it was like, okay, so in Massachusetts, I can't even own the clinic.
Mhm.
Only a licensed provider, a licensed medical provider can own the clinic. And it doesn't matter whether it's somebody providing peptides, any type of medical procedure, including injections or anything like that, is considered a clinic in the state of Massachusetts. So I would need to partner with a medical provider. I would have to hire an NP. I would have to create some type of consultation room and maybe even a blood work room and a setup like that. It would cost me thousands of dollars. And I'm not just talking like like I'm not talking
You're talking
four
six
numbers.
figures to launch something
Yeah,
like that.
I'm talking 5 to 6 figures to do this kind of
Yeah.
thing. And then even then, I still don't have control because
Yes.
essentially the clinic is owned by somebody else.
Right.
And should that partnership dissolve for whatever reason, I'm screwed.
Yep. And the overhead then
Right.
of the NP, the nurse practitioner that you have to pay, like it is tremendous. And
Yeah.
I highly like unless you are you are right a medical
A
director, you
licensed
are
provider, which
whatever.
we work with somebody like that. One of
Yep.
our clients is an actual licensed medical provider. So
Yeah.
when they do it inside of their business, it's different because they can own the clinic. They have control over everything. They
And
don't need to hire an NP.
yeah, and he still has barriers because he's in Texas.
Right.
He's in Texas, but like there's 49 other states. And so
Yeah.
the great thing about this, guys, is the referrals, right? So like shout out to Sammy, she's got over 60 clients, telemedicine, and she did it all through referrals. You better
Mhm.
believe a lot of them are not in her home state. But like
Right.
even with the person we're talking about, who is a medical doctor who also owns a gym, it's a pain in the ass for him to do anything like that. You get it, like, I mean, there's 49 different licenses you have to have, a reciprocity, and it's just not easy.
Yeah.
So the third way you can do this,
and the way we like,
the one that we are teaching and heavily suggesting that you do, where you partner up with a company that can facilitate the medical side and having the actual doctor handle the prescriptions and the protocols and the dosaging. Okay. But you can charge what you want for your wellness program. You
correct,
are able to charge what you want, and really you only pay the wholesale costs on it. And holy cow, is it massively profitable, massively easy, and takes everything out of your hands that you don't want. This is the way to go. There are several companies that do this, and we're working tight with one who offers peptides, which is in GLPs, fantastic. And then we're also looking into 2, 3, 4 other options also for full HRT. And we're making really good headwinds, but the devil's in the details, the nuances, and what you can do, what you can't do, how the systems work on the back end between, right, the company that does that versus the medical doctor who oversees that program, the medical company, right, and the pharmacy. And we are dialing this stuff in so that you can also offer HRT in addition to it. But again, it is yours and you get the credit. You just hand the fulfillment off to the professionals on that. It avoids all that gray market, Chinese peptides, this kind of that stuff. And it is the best of all worlds. It is lucrative. It's to the point where I had to set up a new LLC to be able to handle some of the volume. And I'm not even advertising for this, guys. This is the thing. You can throw $3,000 a month on Facebook ads to get people into your gyms, and you'll get in like 5 people maybe, right? And you're begging them to show up. You're calling them 15 times, right? You're emailing your list of, a few thousand people, and it's like crickets. This one, people are like, dude, can like you get me set up on this? I'm like, I don't have time to talk to you until next Thursday. Does that work? Yeah. Okay.
I would have had someone, I had someone reach out to me and they were like, all right, I want to do this. And I was like, I asked them a few questions and then I was like, cool, here's the link and let's go.
It is that freaking easy, guys. And maybe a little exaggerated because we'll teach you how to do it. There's also things like, how do you open up the conversation? What emails do you put out? What posts? How do you engage in just conversation with somebody, right? And we're teaching you all that. And we have all the done for you stuff with all your offer builders and your calculators, what prices, how, and educating you, right? What peptides work in different things, what you want to suggest, how you want to do this, and then what you want to do to support it on the back end for your nutrition support, right? But my God, since that event, and we've been working with people for what? I don't know.
Almost 2 months now since the event. Yeah.
Yeah, probably 6. Yeah, probably like 7, 8 weeks then.
Yeah.
Like I said, I wish I could just share with you our private WhatsApp chat with everybody in there. It's absurd. You wouldn't believe it. And like the main message we want to get to you guys is like, don't sleep on this shit. The market is changing. The market has changed, whether you understand that or not. If you're wondering where your web leads went, if you're wondering why nobody responds to Facebook ads like they used to, or this or that or the other, it's because of this. And you can either choose to put your head in the sand and ignore it and see where you're at in a year or 2 or 3, which some of you might be fine. Most of you probably won't. No. Or you can learn about the shit, do it the right way, and legitimately double your profits in the next 12 months. At least, if you really go after it, it's absurd what's going on with our people right now. And Andy and I and Taylor, we're all working. We're exploring all these options, all these different companies. We're looking at the best of the best, and we're doing it in real time and making things better. We created a perfect webinar where you can deliver it in person at your gym or at other businesses to talk about GLP-1s for permanent weight loss, all that kind of stuff. You can do it online as a webinar, but damn, we're creating all this stuff and it just works. It's easy. It's unbelievable. And
we just put together that QR code marketing play, which is like,
oh yeah,
it's going to crush. And I'm so excited for it. I'm just waiting for the graphic, for the creative to come back. And as soon as
yeah.
that's done, like we're going, and it's
That's
going
the
to be
great thing.
so
We're creating
awesome.
all the marketing stuff done for you guys too, which is beautiful. And man, I'm just so pumped because this has not been an easy industry over the last couple of years,
No,
period. And this is the solution, I can promise you. And so anyways, we, Andy, myself, Taylor, our team on the back end, we're building out everything. We're looking at all the relationships. We're adding it, being able to add on HRT for
yep,
men and women,
which will be
and
huge.
huge. And all the back end fulfillment is done for you, right? With the pharmacy orders and the this. And if somebody has
Yep.
questions about side effects or how to administer something, you don't have to do that. That's not in your hands. That's on the medical team. And so anyways,
And
like,
before you continue, I just want to go over something real quick. I don't think people understand the relationship that we have with these companies and the support that we get for our clients on the back end because of these companies. The fact that our clients then have access to a medical care team that is simply just a text away
yes,
is huge.
huge.
Huge. I literally had a consultation this morning where I went over the program and she was like, wait a second, I can just text someone if I have issues about dosing and side effects. And I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
you have access to a medical care team. They respond within like 12 to 24 hours, depending upon the weekend and stuff like that. Like their response time is super great and they're super helpful. And yeah, you're not alone in this. And they were like, oh my God, that's incredible. And I was like, yes.
Yep. It's incredible. And so anyways, like we have been super busy. Our team has been super busy
I
helping, gym owners and online coaches and personal trainers and chiropractors and med spas. We've been helping them do all this stuff and just blow up their businesses.
Pilates studios. I love my Pilates studios
Pilates
people. They're
studios.
great.
Yeah, it's incredible. And so we've been really busy with this because there's so many people have come to us and we're doing some amazing work, right? So like the referrals are coming in. We are busy figuring out how we can work with more of you.
Right.
And one-on-one is crucial because your business, your market is unique. But then we're figuring out the back end on how we can work with more of you and get you better, faster results. And so much of it is because we're doing all this done for you stuff. Your email campaigns and your funnels and your point of sale stuff and your perfect webinars and all of this stuff. And
We now have a reactive. I'm sorry, I was like reaching
yeah,
for my mic because I was like, I wanted people to hear this. We now have a reactivation campaign for medical peptides, medical weight loss, where imagine sending all the people that you've worked with in the past, people that love you, people know what you do, they already know, like, and trust you. And we have a campaign that you can just like send out and like get people back in the door.
yeah, it's it's so cool. So we are doing this so we can handle more of you.
Mm-hmm.
Because for a lot of you, this is going to be life or death with your business. And I don't want to be purposely polarizing with that. Some of you are going to be fine because you're in a good market and you know what I mean? All this kind of stuff. You're super established. You're a big business. You're already doing 200 plus K in profit. You're probably going to be all right to some extent. But there's a lot of us who are not going to make it. Nike ain't making it. F45's closing everywhere. Orange Theories are even closing. Fit Body Bootcamp is all but done in many ways. And even just the independent places hurting because of all this stuff.
Yeah.
If you are not willing to adapt, you might die.
You might
And
become a dinosaur.
you might become a dinosaur, period. I mean, you're going to go the way of jazzercise here, right? So
That
the
was
cool,
always so fun to watch, though.
yeah, it's not. There's still a couple jazzercises out there, actually.
I believe it. It's actually still a franchise. It's like one of the top 5 franchises in the country still, which is shocking to me.
It's insane.
But
It's insane. But this is how it's moving, and you can't sleep on this shit. You can't sleep on this shit.
no.
And so we're gonna be able to launch something where we can work with beyond like one. Obviously, we have one-on-one stuff that we help you out with.
Yeah.
We also have awesome group calls and the resources in the community, and we all just work together. So we're finding a very economical way for us to be able to work with a lot more of you because you are going to need this. You are going to need this. And so I want you to stay tuned on our email list. If you're not on our email list, you need to get on it. If you're not listening to these podcasts, start listening to these podcasts because we will let you know we're very close to being able to offer it and open it up to more people. because we are a little bit backlogged right now. We are clearing that, and we are ready to help you very shortly. So we're going to update you on extremely affordable ways that we can help you just skyrocket your business and be able to sell something that people are begging for, absolutely knocking down doors. They're going to stop you and text you and come in and ask you to do it, rather than you pleading and sending out thousands of dollars to Meta, pleading and reminding and automations and phone calls to please, please, please come in. You're gonna flip the table on this thing. So
I can't wait to help you.
Oh, it's awesome. Like, I haven't seen this kind of energy with fitness business owners in years.
Yeah.
In years. And the adoption curve is off the charts, guys. We're at the tipping point. You got to get on the right side of this. You do not want to be on the wrong side of this curve and how this shift is happening in the marketplace. So that's it. So
I think that's it.
If you want, like, again, this is happening in real time. We're going to get some stuff out very shortly. And if you want the absolute updates, or say, hey, how can I be first in with you guys helping me to do this extremely affordably, just email us. Okay. Yeah. Scott@theprofitlifestyle.com, Andy@theprofitlifestyle.com. And we will get you the resources in real time, even before we do like a group announcement. Okay. Just say, hey, need that info, shoot me what you got, and we'll send it over to you as soon as we're ready. I mean, it might even be by next week. So this is the main message, guys. Don't sleep on this shit.
Because it's happening.
It's happening. I mean, it's being adopted like, I don't know. The internet, like the iPhone, whatever it is.
Literally.
It's here. I mean, when Joe Rogan has done multiple podcasts on having somebody talking about peptides and all this kind of stuff. It's exploding by the millions. By the millions. Random text message. I had lunch with somebody I met at a dinner. Is a friend of mine who does real estate lending. He's got a mortgage brokerage company. He does hard money stuff, all that. He had a little bit of a dinner, kind of a mixer. I met this one guy. We went out to lunch. He sold his accounting firm, all that kind of stuff. We went to lunch. I love meeting with other people in different businesses, right? And he just checked in with me, because this was in January. And then he's like, hey, Scott, how are you? And I'm like, awesome. And we talked about, because he has an event for accountants too. We did our fitness business. I'm like, the event was a huge success. It was awesome. And, people are exploding. They're getting great results, being able to offer peptides and everything. And I've been doing it, I feel 15 years younger. And it's been incredible. And he's like, can we hop on a call? That was yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, he just signed up for $2,000 worth of stuff. I don't have time for it, but I was happy to help him out, Yep. And it's that easy, guys. I didn't offer it. I just gave him the updates, you know what I mean, on how the last couple months have been. It's that easy. So anyways, don't sleep on it. Email us, Scott@theprofitlifestyle.com, Andy@theprofitlifestyle.com. Please share this episode with somebody else in the industry, whether it's a trainer, online coach, whether they own a med spa, somebody that an esthetician, another gym owner, you name it. Share this episode, because all these wellness businesses can do this. And it doesn't even need to be tied to brick and mortar.
Nope.
It can be completely telehealth. And we will update you on our progress and our wins and all our peoples too. So that's all we have for you today, but this is an urgent message. This is a PSA. Don't ignore this. Don't ignore this. It's here to stay, and it's the future, and it's actually the present. So appreciate you guys listening in. We will see you next week on the podcast. Thank you.
Catch you guys later. Bye.
Listen, if you're stuck and could use some advice in your business, whether you're just starting out, a veteran in the business, or expanding online or into multiple locations, you can hop on a free call with us to pick our brains at ptlegends.com/one-on-one call. You can see that in the show notes. That is with numbers. Chances are we'll be able to help you get some clarity on what you need to do specifically in your business to get to the next level. It's not a sales call. We'll connect you with the right resources to help you solve your problems. But if you want to learn more about working with us, that's cool too. We can share that information should you want it. So book your call now to get out of the rat race before your week consumes you, which is easy to do. at ptlegends.com/one-on-one call. That's with the number 1 on the number 1 call. You can find this in the show notes. See you soon.